My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you for those that are in a twin flame connection. We have the twin flame card, which says shared feelings, mirroring, and reflection. And we also have possibilities, free spirited, adventure, and risks. So it does feel to me like we're in a decision time frame for a twin flame connection where someone's trying to decide, does it make more sense for me to continue to invest or perhaps like wait around for this person, or is it time for me to consider or be more open-minded to a new love connection? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, and you can also find out how to become a member in the description box. You can also find out about my second channel, which is just me reading from books. But there's no ads, so that's kind of awesome. Hello, dude. How you doing? Happy Monday. All right, so we have a twin flame reading. We're going to go for the Voyage of the Soul, because generally speaking, the twin flame dynamic is a little bit more demanding or challenging with regards to spiritual growth. Hello, Renee. How's it going? Hey, what's up, Align Your Soul? Hello, Mamie. Likewise. I'm doing well. I wish it was just a little bit warmer. I was not ready for snow today. It's not like it's like adding up or like even collecting on the ground, but I'm not mentally prepared for that. And it's also a little dark in here, so give me a second. I'm trying to light another candle for you. There we go. All right. So we have channel, downloads, claircognizance, flashes, information, and deliver. And universe, God, source, intelligence, prayers, support, and above. So I do feel like whoever I'm reading for, you have been picking up on the signs. Your intuition is getting stronger the more that you make the right choices. And I do feel like it's been probably a bit rough lately, you know? This is interesting, but when I see this card, especially because it's paired with another natural setting here with the risks or possibilities, it makes me think of the show Alone and how difficult people can find it to be out in the wilderness all on their own, you know? Moving further south sounds like a lot of work. Probably not, but we'll see. And I think a lot of people are a little bit arrogant when they go up against natural forces. So I feel like the natural force is really this connection. And whoever you've been dealing with, you may have been waiting for their ego death. Like, excuse me, when is this ego death going to happen? Because it was supposed to happen like years ago. Still hasn't happened. I feel like you've been patient, and I feel like you have graduated to no longer patient. And for some of you, you may have already decided, I've done what I needed to do. I feel good about myself, progress that I've made. I love these. Look at how similar these are. So self card says inner temple, gentle, pamper, disconnect, and self-love. And this seeking card says soul searching, treasures, uncover, dormant gifts, and answers. You are far more perceptive than the average bear. You understand things that many people miss. You may read people particularly well. You may get glimpses of what's about to happen, or you may just be a little bit of a black sheep in the family. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that you have a very good grasp on reality and yourself, which not a lot of people can say. Hello, Minaj. How are you doing? Hello, Rick. How's your day going? Hello, Brian. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Basharo. How are you doing? Hello, Kevin. Well, come in. Sit down. Get to know a few of the people. So, polarity and haunting. Contrast, resistance, pull, yin and yang, and magnetic. And underneath haunting, it says curse, lost souls, eerie, psychic attack, and dark force. You, I think at this point, are pretty well aware that your twin flame has been struggling against a negative mindset or dark attachment. This could be codependency, addiction, real struggle with regards to confidence or handling emotions. But ego death would definitely be something that I would think this person has probably been avoiding. Hello, Tyler. Yep, that sounds about right. So let's see what we get from a few tarot cards. This is the Pause Tarot. Hello, Dorian. How are you doing? That sounds awesome, Rachel. Yes, although, Justin, I will tell you, I'm probably a little different than some people when it comes to twin flames, and Dude and Rachel can likely back me up on this. Twin flames, I think, have an interesting problem or dilemma where I think there are a lot of readers or content creators out there who are leveraging the desperation or the fear or the codependency of those connections and trying to sell it as this is the only person that you could ever be happy with, or this is your other half. You just kind of have to put up with how they treat you. Whereas, from my perspective, the twin flame journey is about yourself. Yes, there is another person involved in the situation, but the reason it is marked by periods of separation and togetherness is to remind each other that the work is not yet complete and to kind of aggravate or activate individuals in their own personal growth. You should be able to want good things, including personal growth for yourself, not just because you want to be good enough for a relationship, but because you love yourself. So I think there are maybe some other perceptions out there, but it should be something that inspires you to do the very best you can for you because you realize your own value in that journey. Thank you. I appreciate that, dude. Hello, Asan. How are you doing? Hello, Humera. How are you? Hello, Jazz. Oh, please don't be prejudiced. Hello, Nationalist. What's up? My ego does be like, I'm not that great, but still try. I like it, Matt. Hello, Holland. How's your day going? You're happy with peanut burger sandwiches. Oh. Do you put an egg on it too? All right, sorry. Let's get a few tarot cards. We have the King of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the High Priestess. So this is kind of confirmation or validation of what I was just saying, where this is your twin flame. It doesn't matter what your gender is or what their gender is. You are the High Priestess. They are the King of Wands. You, in my opinion, have exhibited, if this reading is for you, that you have, let's just say you've gotten further through the puzzle, right? You have been less distracted in your journey. Your intuition is stronger. You intimidate this person. But they also provoke you. This Ten of Wands energy is theirs, but it impacts or kind of bleeds over into your perspective. I think you feel their feelings more easily than you would like. But I think they work very diligently to not feel your emotions, or maybe even their own, right? So whereas you embrace that intuition and that information that maybe doesn't really make sense to other people, they shun it or they run away from it. Maybe embrace it now and then, but they're not consistent about it. There are some people out there that want to tap into that intuition when it comes to sizing up other people. But if you are only going to use it to try to cast doubt or, avoid responsibility, then that intuition is going to dry up. If you're using your intuition to have self-awareness and be able to read the room and, pursue your best self, your intuition will continue to grow. So I'm reading for someone who's like that. This high priestess, again, doesn't matter what your gender is, because you are not afraid to know yourself, you have a greater understanding of those around you. That's just how it works. Not saying that everybody's the same, but the more you run away from knowing who you are and what you need to work on, the less you're going to be able to understand about other people. Hello, let's communicate. How are you doing? Hello, Stephen. Hello, GM. How are you? Hello, Bright. Hello, Rahul. Those make me pretty uncomfortable. Let me at least just see if I can get some guidance for you, Rahul, because I do like to be helpful, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. Ooh, yeah, that's uncomfortable. Hello, bestie Tiana. How's it going? This is somebody who has, on multiple occasions, had the opportunity to look themselves in the mirror and say, am I the villain? Do I need to change something? No. Let's find a way to blame the other person. Let's find a way to blame the situation. 9 of Cups in the reverse, somebody who is losing out on what they want. They've fallen in love with you. They don't see anybody else in the world that could compare to you. It's a connection that they struggle to explain to anybody else, but they are fully embracing being opposite to you, opposing to you. They embrace the fear instead of address it. They make a little home for their pain and anger instead of facing it. Hello, Vishal. How are you doing? Hello, Wilma. I hope you are able to achieve that. Hello, Alsatra. How are you doing? It's not your thing, no worries. I hope you still have a good day. Hello, Gintard. How are you doing today? We have the 5 of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Wands. More fire energy. This person could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or you may see them as the King or Queen of Wands in readings. But these are divine counterparts. This person is like, I know you are my person, but if you are my person, then don't you have to wait for me or something? Hello, Stephanie. How are you doing? Thank you for the tip. Ooh, okay. I will tell you this, Stephanie. I will absolutely ask this question, but my general viewpoint is that you should be the one that decides that. You will, I think, get confirmation, but be cautious because there are some people who will tap into that. And at this point, I'm talking about people on like create content. Some people take advantage of that, so just be cautious with that, okay? Does he know? I hope work went well for you, Grand Card. Good luck, Tiana. Thank you, Rachel. Eight of Cups, Justice, Emperor in the reverse, and the Lovers. So the image that I'm seeing in my mind is somebody who has just gotten back to their place after going to the grocery store, and there's, you know, just enough bags to make you question, do I need to make multiple trips, or can I be badass and handle it all, right? Especially if there's two of you. And you start, if you're like me, I don't know, maybe some people are like, whatever, I'll make multiple trips. I will load up my arms with the bags and like do whatever I can to avoid having to go out a second time. I don't care if I'm like, you know, halfway to the ground, weighed down by all the groceries. I'm going to try. What I'm picturing is somebody who's literally like loading up their arms with all of the grocery store bags, grabbing like the carton of milk or whatever, and looking over at their partner, and that person's like over there like taking selfies or something, checking scores or news or text messages, and it's like, excuse me, I know you have a lot of important business going on over there, but could you help, please? This is somebody who is trying to leverage the environment or their situation as an excuse for not doing anything. And I'm sorry, but if you have a moment to take a selfie or be on your phone, you could probably also be helping them. Now, if it's for work, maybe if it's about your kids, I don't know. But this is coming through as somebody who's like, I couldn't. Like, even if I was like perfect, I just don't think I could have done it. Okay, well, that's a really nice story and all, but I don't believe you. They could have gone through this. They could have gotten enlightened. The whole reason they met you was to find out specifically what motivation they might have to pursue that ego death or that spiritual healing, that greater relationship with themselves. Because again, if you don't know yourself, like, you kind of throw off everything else, right? All right, this is the Earth and Bone Tarot. Hello, amazing cat. How are you doing? Do I like cats? I'm really sorry that you're asking me this today, because this is like one of the few shirts that I own where trying to show you that I in fact have a cat tattoo on both of my upper arms is pretty much impossible right now. But yes, I adore cats. What I can show you is my awesome necklace. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? Hello, Bat. Hello, Royal. Did I miss? I think I said hello to Brian. Maybe that was a different Brian. Hello, Brian. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Seven of Wands, Four of Crystals, which is the Four of Swords. I see one twin flame working on their healing, having a greater access to the abundance meant for them or the wisdom, our High Priestess. And then I see one of the others who's stuck, who's stubborn, who missed their moments. This is like somebody showing up like 5-10 minutes after they were supposed to be on a plane elsewhere, and they get mad because they didn't like stop the plane for this person. Like, that's not how it works, yo. It tells you exactly when you're, well, I don't know. Just, this person feels like you should hold your whole life, like just keep it on hold because they don't want to work on their stuff. And you don't owe them that. Oh, that's so cute. Like, funniest way I've ever heard somebody talk about that. Bob Barker would be happy about that. So let me show you the last two, just because I think I held up this one last, but it's the Seven of Wicks, which would be the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Crystals, which is the Four of Swords. Sorry, this is one of those that like changes all of the suits. But Four of Swords is about healing. Four of Swords is about taking time for yourself, restoring or addressing what has caused that pain or trauma. But for this other individual, the King of Wands, I see somebody who had the right chance, somebody who was, like given the job offer, and then they're like, I don't know if I want to work that much. Thanks, though. Like, why did you go through all that work? Why did you get so close only to run away? Fear. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Mimi. It does. It's true. Hello. How's it going, CN? Hello, Tommy. Yeah, I mean, capable of and then like actually doing it. It's like two different things, right? I'm trying not to say some of the more sassy things going through my mind right now. Six of Jars, or the Six of Cups, and the Sun, with the Seven of Jars or Seven of Cups in the reverse. Some people feel like love is a get out of jail free card. If you love me enough, then you'll put up with anything, or I will always have a way to come back in. Especially if this is somebody who likes to ghost or go no contact when you're arguing, and then after a significant amount of time, come back through and not address any of the things that caused you to argue in the first place, right? This is somebody who has intelligence. They are not lacking. The problem is they spend way too much of their time trying to use that intelligence to cut corners and avoid responsibility when they could be using that intelligence for something so much more meaningful. But they're scared. Three of Crystals. You're going to break my heart, or I don't deserve you, right? Hello, baseball. How are you doing? Sorry, that just made me see Charlie Day saying, "That's baseball." I think that's what he says. What is that episode? It's the Wade Boggs episode, you guys. Please tell me you've seen it. At least some of you. It's like one of my favorite episodes of television ever. I literally made art because of that one. I wish I was kidding, but I did. Hello, how's it going, Carol Ann? Yes. See, intelligence is half of, well, maybe not even half. Intelligence is a significant portion of this, right? But logic and understanding that is more practical only gets you so far. I love science classes. I enjoy statistics. I rather like that in math classes you have a right answer, because I spent most of my time in creative where you could just like agonize over whether or not your painting is done or whether or not you should edit your chapter more. This is somebody who felt like they could outwit you, or that they could like game the system. But this isn't the, hold on, it's in my brain somewhere. Is it Kobayashi Maru? And they are not Admiral Kirk, Captain Kirk. Did he become Admiral? Why did I want to say Admiral? Anyways, they think they're better than having to do all of this and that they can still get you. But if they really thought about it, they would realize that if they are actually still able to have access to or be in a romantic relationship with you, it would really only be if you had failed that ego death test as well. And you didn't. Two of Jars or Two of Cups in the reverse. Ace of Wicks or Ace of Wands in the reverse. So this is something that had a lot of potential, something that felt like fireworks and telepathy. But if they're not going to do what they need to in order to be good to you, you're comfortable walking away. Love is not the only required ingredient. They also have to be willing to do right by you. Yeah, that's what I thought. He eventually did. Come on now, Tommy. I watch a lot of Star Trek. It's embarrassing. Like the other day, I got into an argument with somebody about the Next Generation. Like, let's watch season 2. No, that's the worst season. Why? Because that's the season where Dr. Beverly Crusher was replaced with Pulaski. I think it was Pulaski. Really didn't care for her. The fans called back Beverly Crusher for a reason. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a Star Trek nerd. In fact, if you remember, you do have access to a Star Trek emoji. Just saying, or 2. Hello, Mac. How are you doing? All right, we've got Death in the reverse. 5 of Jars in the reverse. I'm going to tell you that for some of you, this person is confident that they could leverage spell work, manifestation, because I do think that they're a powerful, like they have some manifestation skills as well. I don't know that they're as powerful as you in that regard, and I think it would irritate them if they heard me say that. But I think they're trying to, again, like bypass the gate or, sneak into the concert without a ticket. Good luck with that. I don't think that goes very well for people who try that. Oh, yeah, no, I love Star Trek. I can't comment on all of it. There are some series that I'm not really into. I don't know, maybe I'll go back to it and I'll like it. Hello, HFG, how are you doing? So we have the Star in the reverse. The Knight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune and 3 of Wands in the reverse. I think they're literally trying to find a way to manifest you out or put some sort of a spell on you. And I'm not trying to creep you out. And this is not going to resonate for everyone or be true for everyone. But this is somebody who feels like you belong to them. This is someone who feels like they should get to be with you even if they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing. You changing it up and pursuing a new love instead of waiting around for them is like the ending of The Sopranos. Like, what do you mean that's it? No. No, that's not fair. This person doesn't feel like that's okay. It's like, you're supposed to be mine. If they look at you as the twin flame or if it's a soulmate or, you've always been in love with me. Well, that's fine and all, but I'm trying not to be sassy, you guys, but it's like, sometimes people don't necessarily appreciate how fast you can move through healing or changing as a person when they themselves spend most of their life trying to find a way to avoid that. when they're like, oh God, don't make me change. I don't want to have accountability. Ooh, leave me alone. They become immune or like just blinded to the idea that there are some people who like every day wake up and are like, what can I do to stop being this or to improve that? How can I improve my communication? That's like a foreign concept to them. Put on the sassy pants. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever been talking to someone who didn't really know you that well, so they didn't know what your expertise is, and then they try to start like explaining to you something that you have like a literal degree on or 20 years experience doing, and you're like, I know. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I've written 2 books on the subject. Like, thanks, but no. Hello, Flower. How are you doing? Yeah, that's silly. It's not gonna work, you know? So they don't expect you to take the pain or the heartbreak and transmute that energy because it's not something that they can do. Do you know what a rue is? I bet at least Flower knows what a rue is. When I was in college, I didn't really know how to make a cheese sauce. I mean, some would argue I don't at this point either, but like when you're so used to making Kraft mac and cheese as a teenager in college because it's easy, you don't really like conceptualize how easily you could just make a natural like version of that yourself instead of relying on the stupid little like packet, right? So my best friend's boyfriend taught me how to make a roux, and I was like, I feel like so powerful now. I don't have to rely on those stupid little packets. I could make my own. I started making like mac and cheese like from scratch. Way better. Anyways, did not cross my mind because I was so used to being like, well, there's a package of shells with a packet of chemicals that look yellowish, orange. That'll do, you know? Now you make your own. Always talking about cheese over here. The cheese stands alone. Grant, you know a roux is not just cheese, right? Are you over there like taking out a little pot and putting in like shredded cheddar, being like, become a roux? All right. We have the Knight of Cups. Ooh, this is that new love offer. There's somebody else who is captivated by you. There's somebody else who maybe you haven't met them yet. But I feel like for many of you, there's someone who's already got a little bit of an interest in you, trying to figure you out. So I feel like they're watching a little bit from afar. Maybe you see them at the grocery store. Maybe your kids go together at school. But this is someone who's trying to figure out if you're single. And it's not entirely clear. So I'm not telling you that you need to go get like a t-shirt and just write I'm single on it. But you could. You could do that. It would at least get you some funny stories, right? I think it would anyways. I'm sorry, you guys. I shouldn't have talked about cheese. It's so rude of me. We've got the High Priestess and the Six of Cups. The more wise you become, the easier it is for you to understand how to have a connection that is meaningful and healthy as opposed to something that crumbles and falls apart because the foundation is not strong. You don't want to build something with someone who doesn't even really know or love themselves, because how then can they really be capable of loving and knowing you? I know, it's so cheesy. It goes right along with the roux. Wait, doesn't that also mean street? Flower, help me out here. How do you guys figure that out? It all sounds like I say this, but then English, how many times do we have that? Oh gosh, languages. Isn't rue, R-U-E, a road, and roux a sauce in France? I'm just wondering, like, is there a difference in pronunciation? We have plenty of those in English, so I really can't say much, but I mean, if I say I want to make a roux, I hope people know that cheese is involved. Thank you for liking and subscribing my ridiculous live chat or live stream today. And for those of you in the live chat, hello, how's it going? What is that? Valente? That was fun. I like saying that. How are you doing? Ah, okay. See, but I think they spell it R-O-U-X. Dang it, you guys. Grant, you know this, right? I bet Dude does as well. Yeah, Rachel does. Hello, Leah. How are you doing? So is that not French? I'm going to be so sad inside if it's not French. My whole life is going to change. All right. King of Swords, Page of Swords, Queen of Cups. I think there's someone who went to go say something to you about having a crush on you or has been interested but looking for the right moment. And what I'm seeing in my mind is somebody who's like having a conversation with you at work or at a restaurant or something. And then there's this like slightly awkward moment, a little bit of silence, and they're like, no, no, no. And then they don't say it. They don't admit that they're into you. But I feel like they're coming back around and they're going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. Oh, is it? That's so strange. Grant, that's hilarious. And I want to be an honorary doctorate of cheese. Where did you apply for that distinction? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. We're already at 37 minutes. I got to get to these personal questions. Forgive me. We can talk about cheese, you know? Timmy. Sorry, you guys. There's jokes flying everywhere in my mind right now. I'm adding you to the list. And Timmy, I know it's not going to be like real quick because I got two other people in front of you, but if you hang out, I'm going to answer your question about obsession. So I think it's a good one. Hello, Julian. How are you doing? It's not an easy Yeah, but I bet you make lots of cheddar. Get it? All right. Sorry. I was thinking about my joke. I got to focus on my question. All right, Rahul. If you're still out there. Sorry for making you wait. And I'm sending positive energy, healing energy towards you and your family in this time. Is there anything that Rahul needs to know regarding his mom, please? Six of Cups in the reverse. Five of Pentacles. Two of Wands. I feel like there's someone that she did not know very well that she ran into. And this person was trying to Take something financial, could be jewelry, could be cash. Seven of Wands. Oh, sorry, Eight of Wands. World in the reverse. There's someone who she was talking to or someone who she had recently met who lied about where they were from. This person was trying to make it seem like they might have even lied about their name. But this was somebody wanting money. Pretending to be a lover or a romantic interest. And I think that's where the questions should be directed, because this person knows more than what they're admitting. Oh, thank you for sending positive energy that way. I appreciate that. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Hello, Rick. Hello, Michael. All right, so for Stephanie, is See My Twin Flame. No. False twin flame. Judgment in the reverse. Chariot in the reverse. If you were meant to have a twin flame journey in your life, it is not something that you are aware of yet. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Wands in the reverse. Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups in the reverse. There's someone else here. So what I'm seeing is either simple answer is false twin flame, not who it is, or there could literally still be someone in your life who you realize is your twin flame. Because sometimes that phrase gets thrown around just a little bit too much. Thank you, Flower. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Ooh, I got you, dude. Thank you for the tip. Exactly. Feels good, doesn't it? I'm going to ask, though, still, Stephanie, just whether or not he thinks that's true of the two of you, right? No. This is somebody who feels more so that there is determination or like an endurance that you have. It's like simultaneously a good thing and a bad thing, because it's like they're looking at you as you would stick around or you would always be an option, but they also feel like you're the kind of person that motivates them to at least try a little bit harder. But I don't think this is your twin flame. I think there might be someone else, though. All right, let's see. Let's see what we've got for Timmy. How do you deal with obsession was the question. Hello, Martina. How are you doing? Hello, DRS. Close, but no cigar. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing? With some chicken wings. Oh, how dare you. All right. We have the Seven of Swords. 10 of Rupees or 10 of Pentacles. King of Rupees or King of Pentacles. So as far as obsession is concerned, I believe the Seven of Swords is about self-deception. Yes, we could quite easily assign this deceptive energy to somebody external, but I think Realistically speaking, there are a lot of times in romantic or even non-romantic connections where we are kind of lying to ourselves about what's really going on or who we're dealing with. So the first step is be honest with yourself about who you're actually dealing with, or what, if it's an obsession with a thing, right? Um, Ask yourself if it's going to be a connection that helps you get where you want to be. Because a lot of those obsessive or codependent connections end up being a block to where you are meant to be or to the things you are meant to experience or learn, and instead keep you on the same little hamster wheel, right? If you have a focus on where you want to be, if you have those long term goals, and if you are serious about investing in those long term goals, I think it's a lot easier to stay away from those obsessive tendencies. Hello, Sam. How are you doing? All right, let's see. What do we have for dude? What do we have for dude? 8 of Wands in the reverse. 10 of Wands in the reverse, Justice, and the 5 of Pentacles. There's a sense of a system being overwhelmed or a situation being overwhelming, but someone is not talking about it. There's a decision that has been made regarding leaving some people out of the equation. The way I'm seeing it in my mind is, what was that game called where you have the musical chairs? You have the chairs and you have to sit down and eventually you like don't have enough chairs. There's not enough chairs. 9 of Wands in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles on the Hierophant. I feel like there's something where mindset wise, I have to kind of splinter off what I'm supposed to be thinking or saying and how I really think or feel about a situation. Kind of feeling like maybe it's not the right place to say something, or if I say something, nothing's going to change anyways. So I'm not going to get like up in arms about it. But it's pulling you, possibly others, towards a different choice or direction with regards to work. I'm glad you enjoyed them. It is very cold, isn't it, Jonathan? How's your day going? We've got the 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. You're coming through as a warrior, but it's telling you to maybe be a little bit more reserved with what you offer as an opinion. You're welcome. I hope it goes well for you. With the Tower in the reverse, there's someone who is refusing to change their perspective on a situation. I don't know that it's you. I think it's somebody else. And what I feel is you're not supposed to feel that's your responsibility. If you can't change someone's perspective, that's on them, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for